Afternoon, everybody. Afternoon. I just about threw my phone right there. Okay. So, alright. I think I got my phone balanced properly. I am sitting outside and there is a storm getting ready to blow in. So if it starts to rain or something, we will be changing our Conscious Coffee location for this afternoon. And I have absolutely no coffee. I might actually... Okay, my internet is having issues. Like I said, there's a storm brewing, and yesterday it was so nice outside that I was running around in a tank top, and it just got hot and everything. And then today, the temperature is dropping, and there's rain coming in, and it's supposed to be down to 39 degrees. Our temperature here in Texas is just crazy sometimes. Hey Jana, Steve, Maggie, Ron. Yeah, so I've been running around today and doing some coaching calls and different things. It's my work from home day, big time. Just pretty typical for Fridays for me, working from home. But a lot of the topics that have been coming up is just about what I wrote down for this Conscious Coffee. So I thought, this is a perfect place to kind of run through some of the things. And since Conscious Coffee is a little bit more on manifestation, on creating that life of abundance, I thought, what are some of the things that tend to hold us back? And it came up in a few conversations today already. People saying, all right, I'm doing all the work. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I have momentum, but nothing's popping. And granted, yeah, there's many, many reasons as to why it may not be popping for you. But one thing that we do not really discuss a lot of is exactly what today's topic is. So we are going to look at my daughter bringing dog food for the puppy is what we're going to do. So what we're going to consider today is the effect that anger, bitterness really have on our manifestation levels. And really looking at that, because here's the thing. If you've had some bad stuff happen in a relationship and you're not letting it go, if you're holding bitterness around something in a relationship, if you are angry, you have regrets about how you dealt with something. And when I say relationship, I am talking about the relationship of, it's not just you and a significant other, you and somebody that you were dating, you and somebody, a lover. This can be the relationship with your children, can be a relationship with your parents, relationship with siblings, relationship with colleagues, a boss, the work you do, the relationship with self. Do you feel shameful around different things? Do you feel, that you could have done a better job? Is there just things that you haven't forgiven, haven't let go of? Because if you're running around and you're focused in on all the things that you should have, could have, would have done differently, and how you should have caught this different, and you can't believe that you let that person push your boundaries the way you did for so long, and you didn't see this, it was right in front of your face, and then there's this resentment that gets built up, right, in moments like that. So then if you're running around and you have this resentment and this bitterness, which is anger, right, which if we really get down underneath those emotions, underneath that anger and that the bitterness, what you're going to find is that there's truly sadness there. There's a sadness, also known as what? You could potentially be a little bit depressed. But that sadness is caused from what? Not being in alignment, not seeing what was going on and being able to act on what your core was probably telling you throughout the whole damn thing. Okay? So when you really focus in on that bitterness, on that anger, the resentment, feeling ashamed, feeling lost, all this different stuff, and it's going outward, and in your conversations, you keep regurgitating different things that have come up, and you keep talking about that past relationship in negative context, you're not going to be able to draw in abundance to that for multiple reasons. biggest being is that you're probably just coming across like a true, like, a person that you just, who wants to be around somebody that when you first meet this person, or when you end up in any conversation with them, what do? They start discussing all their crap, right? They start discussing all their crap, and they're like, oh man, last year was horrible. I really was struggling, and my wife left me, and my car broke down, and I got this health challenge and that health challenge, and they're just talking about their doctor bills, how much debt they have, the crap that happened in their intimate relationships, how they were let down, how they were let go, how somebody screwed them out of this or that. I mean, that's just not an energy the majority of people want to be around, unless we are in that energy ourselves, and then we're feeding off of each other, right? Now it's this little dance back and forth of who suffered more, and our egos get into the competition of who suffered more, and now we're feeding each other in that way, and we almost feel enlivened and turned on from the suffering, because we're now basically bottom feeding with somebody else who gets it because they're suffering at that level as well. But that's not going to draw in and create any kind of life that you really truly want. It's not going to bring you happiness. It's not going to bring you joy. It sure as heck is not going to bring you anything that is going to bless your life and bring you into that state where you have abundance, where you have health, where you have success, where you feel like you're living on purpose and you're around the people that really make you feel good, and you get to influence and make them feel good as well. If you want to live a life like that, if you want to live that prosperous kind of life, then you've got to be coming from a prosperous, joyful state of being. And it is not the fake state where you're like, hi, oh, I'm so happy today, oh my gosh. No, it's not about fake. You can feel somebody's true joy, somebody's real happiness, or if it's really fake, okay? If you're fake, it's gonna kill it. People are not gonna trust you. They're gonna go, what's wrong with this person? Why am I not feeling quite right in my gut around this person? They seem like a really nice person, but there's just something off. And if that's happening, then time to get back in touch with who you are and go, okay, I've got some forgiveness work to do. I've got some release work to do. What does that mean? What the heck does release work mean? It means that you got to put all that old stuff down. You got to just let it go. Realize that every time you replay that record in your head that is not a record that you enjoyed listening to the first time, right? Those moments of your life, those bad events, when you work back through how you got messed up in the finalization of the divorce case, how when you sold that business, how it really messed you up, and how you really got taken, how when you sold your house, or when this happened or when that happened, when you're reworking through the negative stuff that happens to all of us, what you're doing is you're re-anchoring that negative energy, that low negative vibing energy that will magnetize nothing but more negative shit to it back into your life. So you wonder, how can it be that I have all this stuff going? I got all these pots sizzling, right? A popcorn sizzling, I can hear it. I've got the heat turned way up. I'm doing all the work. But what are you doing internally? What are you truly feeling internally? Have you released all that negative charge from the past? Or are you sitting there going, man, this would work, but I wish somebody would just understand how much I've been through to get here. All the things that I've had to overcome, all the obstacles that I had to overcome, how much crap I've been through. I wish somebody could understand my suffering. If you're sitting around wanting somebody to understand your suffering, you're going to get a little bit more suffering in your life. And you're also going to probably get people who want to be understood about their suffering into your life, which are going to be lower vibrational beings in those moments of their life, and they're going to attract to you. And then you're going to be like, why am I dealing with all these people with all this crap all the time? I want to be dealing with high vibe people. I want to be dealing with people that are turned on, that are joyous, that are doing stuff with their life, that are excited, that are, purposeful, that are happy, right? I want to be more like that. We might be attracted to people like that when we're in these low times. But notice that the people who are really like that, when we're in these low suffering times and we're asking for everybody to kind of come and go, oh, or two helicopters going by. So we're going to kind of let them go by. Just kind of let them go by a little bit because they're getting really loud. Meanwhile, I'll just say hi to a few people, and then I'll go back to my point. Hi, Rick, Laren, Mohammed, John Corey. Thank you, Corey, for your comment. Oh, I'm throwing my phone around, guys. Sorry. Hi, Dawn. Okay. They're pretty much gone. Okay. So what are we doing? We're attracting people to us at that low vibration. And what you'll notice is that people that are high vibration, my phone does not want to stay with me today. It's because I haven't had it with me for the most part outside of phone calls. But high vibrational being those people that are turned on, happy, joyous, really going and living and just really enjoying life's adventure. They're not going to come and hang out for any long period of time, if even give you the time of day when you're in this low vibration. Have you ever noticed that you can have these friends or family members and they're just like, they're so pumped up, and when shit hits the fan, it's all of a sudden like, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry that happens. Let me know if you need anything. And then they're just gone. They're just gone, right? Well, why are they just gone? Because your magnet has kind of flipped the opposite direction, and now you're just sending everybody away from you. Okay, so you're not magnetizing them to you, and all of a sudden, what? Oh, this person over here who's had this kind of trauma happen, and this issue happened and was wrong this way. They're the ones talking to you, and they're like, "Oh, we got your back. We got your back, man. We're so sorry that happened," and they're right there. Well, that's because they're feeding off of that low vibrational energy. Okay, and you in a way are feeding off of the low vibrational energy when you're in that low vibration as well, until you've had enough. And then when you've had enough, well, then what? Then you want to what? You want to create abundance. You want to call in good stuff into your life. And then you're sitting there and you've got all this low vibing stuff around you. You've got all this drama and trauma and negativity and all this different stuff. And you just feel, but if you notice, you'll still feel a little bitter, a little resentful around all the stuff that has taken place, or around how people are just maybe using up your time, using up your resources in this moment, is all that. How do you flip from that into the energy that you actually need to be, so that you can start magnetizing all the good stuff into your life, and you can start actually having creation happen, right? Start receiving that abundance, those blessings that you can see are sitting right there. Like I said, the pots are bubbling, right? You got tons of good stuff going on. They're bubbling. The popcorns are just like there. You hear them. They're sizzling, but nothing's popping yet. And they're not popping because you haven't fully let go of the internal stuff that you need to let go of all that stuff. So how do you do that? How do you do it? Well, you can't fake it, okay? Because every cell in your body knows your truth, okay? Every cell in your body knows your truth. There's no such thing as lying to your DNA, lying to your cells. You can't do it. You can't lie to God. You can't lie to your cells. So energy knows everything, and that's what we're talking about here. Is it's an energetic flip that you have to do. Number one, you've got to be ready to let it go. You've got to just be ready. Number two, you've got to commit to yourself that you're ready to let it go, and you've got to consistently remind yourself that you're ready to let it go. Number three, you've actually got to get present. You got to get present inside yourself. That means that you've got to be conscious, you've got to be aware, and you've got to be willing to see all your own crap. Okay, this means that you've got to be willing to open up those closets and look at the skeletons that are there, and look at all the dragons and the demons that you think are there, and actually see what they really are, which is nothing but just thin air, right? Just thin, dark air. There's not really anything there, but it can't be there because it's in the past. It's in the past. So it doesn't matter what's back there. You've got to get to that realization, okay? The next thing that you've got to do is you've then got to start looking in your life for all the good stuff that is appearing. And you've got to appreciate that stuff. It all starts with appreciation, with gratitude, and focusing in on the good stuff. Because on everything that you might be wanting, okay? So if you're focused and you're like, I really want to, let's say, I really want to make an extra $10,000 this month. Who doesn't want to make an extra $10,000 this month, right? So I want to make an extra 10 grand this month. How do you go about doing that? You've got the potential out there. Maybe you have the potential for somebody like me, who I've got tons of stuff always going and everything, always have the potential for an extra 10K a month. So all right, here I got the extra 10K. Am I focusing in? I could say, yes, I'm focusing in on having an extra 10K this month. That's what I'm focusing in. I'm focusing in on 10K. But if I'm sitting there and I'm staring at my pots, if I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my email all the time, I'm sitting there and I'm looking, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at that, I'm looking for my signups, I'm looking at people who are contacting me or not contacting me, and I'm going, well, they haven't done this, and this hasn't happened, and this happened. What am I doing? I'm focusing in on what I don't see happening. Okay? I'm focusing in on what I don't see happening instead of what I want to have happen. Instead of focusing in on, oh my gosh, I got all this opportunity. It's a beautiful day. Look at all the freedom my life gives me. Look at all the joy, all the beautiful relationships that I have. Look at this, look at this, look at this. I have amazing clients. I have that, All right, so do you feel that energy difference right there? If I focus in on what I have and how amazing it is and how good it is, now I'm putting the focus on that. That is creation. I'm not focusing in on, oh yeah, that's great, but here's what I don't have. Here's what I want, but I don't have it yet. I don't have it yet. I don't have it yet. What am I saying every time I say I don't have it yet? When I say I don't have it yet, am I magnetizing it to me? Am I bringing it in? The single person who says, I'm single, I want a relationship, I really want my soulmate to come to me, I don't have it yet, I don't have it yet. And then they're sitting at home and they're like, yeah, I don't have it yet. They just haven't turned up yet. My soulmate hasn't knocked on my door yet. They haven't called me. They haven't texted me. They haven't found me on whatever. No, they're focused in on what they don't have. And so they're going to be eternally single because they're not focusing in on all the good stuff that they do have. So what do they have? They need to be focusing in on that good stuff. What are the good relationships that they have? Where do they feel love? Where do they have joy? Where do they get their play? Where do they have their adventure? If you don't have something like that going on in your life, then the first step to manifesting anything into your life is to go and give yourself little tastes of it. Find ways to get yourself into those feelings, into that vibration, into the energy of already having it. Okay, so to go back to the relationship thing, you want a relationship that's playful, that's joyous, that makes you happy, that is exhilarating, right? That's sexy, that's turned on. Well, if you're sitting at home in your fat clothes pants and you're not your Sunday best, and you haven't done your hair and you haven't showered for 3 days and you didn't even brush your teeth today, and you're just frumpy and you're eating ice cream because you're sad, and you're doing this and you're doing right, or you're just doing the same old, and you're expecting for it to be somehow be different, but you really don't feel turned on, then you're not going to attract a turned on person into your life because you're not turned on. So the first step to attracting a turned on person into your life is to get turned on. You want a happy person in your life? Get happy. You want a playful person in your life? Get playful. You want a person in your life that's on purpose? Be on purpose. You want a person in your life that's present? Be present. Okay? Realize that we attract exactly what we are dishing out energetically. Okay? Energetically. So it all comes from in here. When we are in a weak space, we're going to attract somebody that is going to come to us in that wound. Okay? Our wound is going to attract somebody else. We're going to be attracted until our wound heals. And then if that person has been doing their work, then we can have the potential of growing. If they haven't been doing their work, but one person has been doing their work around the wound, around healing, like giving up forgiveness, stepping into forgiveness, giving up bitterness, giving up rage, anger, right? If you have a lot of shame and you heal your shame, but in the process of having all that shame, you attract somebody that has a lot of shame around something, well, guess what? If you heal your shame and they haven't healed their shame, you're not going to stick together. So it is about looking and seeing what you want, making the match. I used relationship as an example. We need to match who we want to call into our life, but that also goes for financial abundance. That also goes for health. That also goes for finding our purpose, for doing our life's work. We need to match whatever it is that we want to call into our life because we are attracting it to us. But in order to attract it to us, we must increase our vibration to match whatever that is. So if you want something over there, you need to move closer to it. And that means not necessarily like physically moving closer to it, but to energetically expand and move closer to it. So start thinking the thoughts that the person that would be attracted to you in the state that they are in would it be thinking. You want a high vibrational person? Think high vibrational thoughts. You want to attract lots of money to you? Think high vibrational thoughts. Don't be stingy with your money. Don't go, oh man, I don't want to. yeah, I can't afford this. I don't have any money. I'm not always an ATM machine. I mean, how many times do you catch yourself saying that? How many times do you go, oh, I don't really have it. I'm broke. Or I'm going to, somebody that, well, all right, my ex-husband, he used to say, every time somebody called, they would say, you know, hey, what you got going on? And he would say, not much, not much. That statement right there, if you say not much, what are you actually saying? That kind of leaves you a life of not much, right? And we go, not much. Just like, hey, do you want to grab a bite? Oh, I can't really do that. I can't afford that. I can't do that right now. No, I can't afford it. I'm broke. This happened, that happened, what? Then we go into justification as to why we can't do this or that, right? So justifying is just anchoring that stuff right back in there. Look at your words. How are you speaking? What is the energy that is coming out with those? Are you feeling good when you say those words, or do you kind of shrink? Do you kind of shrink down when you use certain words? Pay attention to that. And really, truly, just focus in on gratitude, on appreciation, and feeling joy, feeling love, feeling abundant, the things that you really need to be doing. And that is all choice. Just like the main reason why the majority of us want financial freedom is for the back end of that, freedom. Freedom. So if you want freedom, which having a nice, healthy financial ability of money flowing in is going to give you that freedom, right? Well, guess what? You can feel free in so many different ways long before the money gets there. And if you start to implement the freedom into your life and start noticing it and go, hey, oh, look at my freedom here. Oh, hey, look at my freedom here. Oh, hey, look at my freedom here. And you just keep focusing in on that kind of stuff, then all of a sudden the finances will come to also give you the financial freedom. Okay, guys, I think that's about it for today. I think that I feel pretty a lot of closure on that. So before the rain comes, because the clouds are getting really dark right there, I'm going to jump off of here. As always, stop existing and start living. You can follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com. You can look for a whole bunch of events that I've got coming out. I've got lots of online global courses that will be coming out. Two particular that I'm very excited about. Primal Reboot, which is all about teaching men over 4 weeks how to penetrate life the way God intended you to. So that is going to be an intensive 4-week training that I'm going to be doing for men right here on Facebook. And then the next class that will be coming out in April will be Superwoman Success Secrets. And that is all my secrets. Being a mom of 7, I'm sharing all my secrets for all you ladies out there that are mompreneurs. How can you do it all and still make time for yourself, still time to get home and cook dinner, have time to love on your kids, have time to have fantastic relationships, stay healthy, stay strong, stay turned on, vibrant? How do you do it all? Well, I'm going to be sharing some of my secrets that I've learned over the last 25 years of being a mompreneur myself, and that will be coming out in April. Okay, guys, I will catch you later, actually tomorrow, with another Conscious Coffee. Thanks, everybody. Love you. Bye.